Hello, Mr. Florida State Prosecutor of the past. I have a case that I want you to handle because of your special skill set. This case is for a crime victim, or I should say a victim of multiple crimes, who has been denied the opportunity to give his statement of the assault to the state of Florida. And you, in particular, more than any other person, are in a position for this unorthodox method to work in order that this statement will be heard in a court of law and that justice will finally take place. This victim, who was denied justice for 6.5 years now, was home invaded, robbed, ganged up on, beaten, and maimed. And then they were vilified by a public official in an official capacity. In order to get around the corrupt public official who has prevented this victim from being able to testify, I want you to sue the victim. In other words, I want you to sue me, since I am your victim from 6.5 years ago. You prevented me from giving a statement of the assault. You prematurely closed the case without investigating, without allowing me to speak to the assault prosecutor, which you promised, and you stopped from occurring. You lied to me, you connived, you even falsified a public document. Your prosecutor's report is diametrically opposed from the sheriff's report. And I've posted all of this on the website that I built to aid you with your lawsuit against me. With someone like you, the only way for me to get in front of a judge is to have you or the state, or perhaps both, sue me and haul me in front of a judge. In other words, you and I are going to be teaming up. You see, I'm going to give you an incentive, multiple incentives, to sue me so that as a team, we can bring you to justice and send you to prison. The multiple incentives that I'm going to give you to motivate you to sue me is merely the evidence that you obstructed 6.5 years ago. I've put it in various forms on the website. There's text form, graphics form, video forms to give you more evidence so that you can try and lie your way out of it, and you can accuse me or sue me for defamation. In other words, the evidence that you obstructed is the same evidence that you're going to use to sue me in an attempt to tell a court that it's all a lie, and that is the same evidence that I'm going to use to send you to prison, especially since it's ensconced in public record. You see, Mr. Corrupt past Florida State Prosecutor, if the means for justice don't exist, then they have to be invented and executed. And that's in effect what's taking place here. By you suing me, the victim, I will be able or enabled to get around your obstruction of justice, and I will be able to give the statement of the assault to the judge during the trial that you prevented me from giving 6.5 years ago, so that you could protect from justice the two thugs who invaded my home, robbed me, beat me, and maimed me. And then afterward, you vilified me. So now, thanks to your lawsuit, justice will be reestablished in this case. Keep in mind, I am emphasizing these qualities of yours that most other people don't possess. The absence of a moral compass while performing official duties for the state of Florida. The breaking of the Florida bar oath, violating the color of the law laws that the FBI is required to act on. You produced, fabricated, created, and signed a falsified public document, and that would be the prosecutor's report for the state of Florida that you authored. You are now literally a documented liar. And there are other various, shall we say, moral deficiencies to which you possess and which will allow you to sue your victim. To help you along with your lawsuit against me, your past victim, in an official capacity, I have put together quite a bit of evidence so that a court would be willing to hear the case whether you decide to sue me or not. I have your report as a prosecutor compared to the sheriff's report, and there's a multitude of discrepancies. I also have ordinances that the FBI is required by law to act on to protect the public from harm and thus to protect the victim of a home invasion and maiming and robbery, and that would be me, from harm. Not only from the harm of the two thugs who invaded, but from the harm of the corrupt Florida state theft prosecutor who shielded them and bullied and vilified me, the victim, and that would be you. So, Mr. Prosecutor, go ahead and sue me. Sue me for building the case that you refused to build. Sue me for giving the victim's statement, that would be my statement, that you refused to take. Sue me, well, hell, for just about anything you can think of to try and derail me. But you also have another problem. You're going to have to go out there and find people who are willing to lie. You're going to have to find people who are willing to risk their careers and the welfare of their families. You'll have to try and get the sheriff's department to lie for you when the public record's already cemented in fact with your signature. You'll have to try and lie your way out of a public document that you signed, and that would be your prosecutor's report, that is completely different and opposed to the sheriff's report for the same crime. You've merely added to the crimes, and you did it in an official capacity. You'll have to find people that are willing to manipulate testimony, prevent testimony, and, well, that'll have to be the king of connivers. In other words, you'll have to find people who are a lot like yourself. It won't help you, though, because you signed a public document that you created that's a pack of lies, and that I have already evidenced with other public documents, not hearsay, but public documents from the sheriff's department, that your document is a pack of lies in an official capacity. You're in a heck of a position, Mr. Past Prosecutor. You have to break more laws to stay out of prison. You'll have to find other people who are willing to break their oath of office in order to protect you and your crimes so that you have no consequence for conducting those crimes. In other words, you have to struggle to try and find a way to get out of the consequences of the same criminal activity that you signed up to send other people to prison for while you were a Florida state prosecutor. That's a heck of a ride. It's going to take a hell of a dance, and you're going to have to be pretty darn creative. And by the way, when you go to prison, a lot of people in prison are a lot like you. Think about the consequence of that one, Mr. Corrupt Florida State Prosecutor. So go ahead. Sue me for doing what you refuse to do, your job. Sue me for doing what you refuse to do, collecting evidence and building a case against two home invading, robbing, and maiming attackers. Sue me, and I'll be hauled in front of a judge. After all, I do need another audience to get past your corruption so that my statement of the assault that you would not take and would not allow to see the light of day will in fact see a judge. And so I am hoping that you'll have the guts, the fortitude, the iron, the strength, the temper to do in the lawyerly sense, the right thing and sue me. I need a judge, and you know what? You're going to help me get one. Sue me? Well, hell, just for the hell of it. It's going to be a heck of a trial, Mr. Prosecutor. You better get busy and file. I've waited 6.5 years. Don't make me wait any longer. It would be inhumane. I'll see you in court.